as it was Serafilier following up. Drive from distance, knocked down, rebound, score! Natalie Spooner opens things up for Canada. It's 1-0.
After review,
What is anchoring? Anchoring is a very simple concept. It means you are anchored to the ice or you're anchored to the post. Now, there's times when you can't be anchored on the post, obviously. And there's times when you can't be anchored on your edges, obviously. When you're in a butterfly, you have no edge contact with the ice. So that's an example of a time that you're going to need to use when you're not anchored. But the best goalies are anchored more often than they're not. So let's take an example. If you're a slide-happy goalie that's moving and sliding around in your butterfly all the time, you're not anchored. It has its place in the game, but it needs to be when you need it. You can't be sliding around. You can't be flopping around on your butt, on your belly, and unanchored, because that's not going to be good goaltending. And that's why Carey Price is elite. If you look at some of these photos here, you can see he's on his edges a great percentage of the time. He's on the post in a proper anchor a great percentage of the time. And the key tenet with him and with you as a goalie should be you release your anchor the latest possible moment. So just before the puck's about to arrive, you can release your edges and drive down to a butterfly, perhaps on a tight centering pass when you're using the RVH and you're anchored to the post. You detach off that anchor to slide out, to push, to jam them up. So you lose your anchor in the moment just before you make a save. If you're not in that type of a mindset, you're going to find yourself getting scored on a lot. So use the concept of anchoring in your game. Watch some video of you playing and see what percentage of time you're actually anchored in control and poise and great positioning. Look at the scored on a lot. So use the concept of anchoring in your game. Watch some video of you playing and see what percentage of time you're actually anchored in control and poise and great positioning. Look at the times when you're scrambling and battling, shimming around on your knees without edges anchored, or you're detached from the post, floating around. The best goalies with the most poise, the most composure, and the most positional control spend the majority of their time anchored in control. One other element that goes into this, if you're sliding and the puck is en route, and there's times that happens, but if you're sliding and the puck is en route, your head is moving in space. You're not anchored. That is a very difficult projectile to identify, to watch, to see it all the way in. There's going to be times when you need it, but the more often you're anchored, your head is quiet in space and you can see the puck better. So as a goal, let's do this. Look at your game, look at your approach, and see if there's times and places where you can be more mindful about being anchored. So perhaps you can have a great career like that Carey Price fella. Right?
Blocker save. Don't over-rotate there, right? Because he's on the poor angle over there, the more you rotate that blocker, the more it's going back towards the end boards. End boards means it's coming back out, okay? Less rotation means go to the corner more, okay?